everything that you sell, there's usually things that your prospects say to you that you just think is so kind of funny or entertaining. And one of the things that I always think is funny is when I'm talking to sales managers about their team and we're preparing for our sales training, they'll say things like, "Yeah, sales. Well, we all know sales is a numbers game. You just need to have that activity in there, and you have the numbers, you'll have the results." And then so I'll ask them, "Okay, great. So how do y'all track the numbers? How do you track those numbers?" And I usually get one of two answers. They either like, "Oh yeah, we track numbers." I'm like, "Great, what numbers do you track?" "Well, we track how much they sold." Okay. Or I get the other ballpark. They're like, "Well, no, we don't want to be too controlling of our salespeople, so we don't make them track their numbers. I don't want to be over them and make them think I'm this controlling boss." All right. Well, what if there was a third option for the reason that you want to track your numbers? And think about it, guys. The one thing that I love about sales is that it is a numbers game. And if you're tracking your numbers and you can kind of see what your percentages and your ratios are, then you're going to have a better idea of, well, how many presentations do I need to do based on my closing percentage if I want to sell this much? But what I see instead is I see a bunch of salespeople, they'll set that sales goal in January and they go out and they work. And hey, if we hit it in December, great. We hope we're going to do it. We might. And often what happens is either we miss our goal or we end up missing most of Christmas because we're busting our booty trying to make our numbers for the year. Not really what I had in mind for my December holidays. How about you? So let's talk about a way that might be a little bit easier and take a little bit of stress out of your life. And that would be tracking those metrics and why and how do you read them? Now, before we even get into that, in case you didn't know, I hail from the great state of Alabama, where we love our Auburn University football team and that other team. And I can guarantee you that you send our football team out on any given Saturday in the fall, we're going to be tracking yardage, and we're going to be tracking passes, and we're going to be tracking blocks, and we love stats. We love stats, whether it's football or baseball or runs batted in and all these things. We love to track stats for other people, but then as professionals, we think it's not important. Always blows my mind. And the reason why we don't think it's important is because we just really don't understand how it all works. So if you think about it, there are certain activity drivers that you can control in order to make sales. So let's say your closing percentage is you're going to close 1 out of every 5 people that you present to. Well, wouldn't it be great if we could just line up those 5 people and go, you're the one, and only talk to them? Well, unfortunately, that's not how sales works. We have to usually talk to about all 5 of them before we figure out that one that's going to buy. But if you know that you have to talk to 5 people for one to buy, then now you have some control over it. And how are we going to know it? Well, we got to track it. So then you want to take about another step backwards. Okay, so if you know we have to talk to this many people, well, how many appointments do I need to set to get those 5 appointments to hold? Let's say you have a 20% cancellation rate, so you have to set 6 appointments for 5 to hold. Okay, well then I got to set 6 appointments to have that sale. Well, how many sales do you need a month? Well, I need 1 every week. Well, then I guess you need to be setting 6 appointments every week, so 5 will hold, so you'll have 1 sale. See the beauty in this? Well, let's take it back another step. Well, how many people do I need to reach on the phone? How many decision makers do I need to reach on the phone before I'll get someone to say they're going to set an appointment? Well, let's say for every 3 reaches, which is what you should be getting if you're calling a referral-based clientele, for every 3 people that you get on the phone, 1 person will set an appointment. So if I need to reach 3 people, I need to have 6 appointments set, then, well, I got to reach 18 people. See how this is working? Well, how many dials do I need to make before I get those reaches? And what the great thing is, and what I love about, I guess, our coaching system is we have a system called CSFs, or Critical Success Factors, and we can track how many dials, how many reaches, how many appointments set, how many appointments held, and how many closes. And then that's really gets fun. If you want to increase your income, then get those metrics in every single day, and then you know your numbers. You're in control. You don't have to go, oh, I don't want to be in sales. I don't know how much I'm going to make. You know totally how much you're going to make. In fact, after you've been tracking them for some weeks and some months, then you can run those numbers and you can even see where your weaknesses are. So maybe you're getting 5 people on the phone before one person books. Okay, well, what can we do to make that number better? And that's exactly what a sports team would do, and that's what true professionals in sales do. So get excited, guys. Track those metrics and make all the money you want, and don't have to kill yourself this December.